Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys, before I get to today's video, I want to mention to you guys that I am very sick right now. So if I misspeak or mispronounce something, please forgive me. But without further ado, let us get into the deck profile of my Exodia deck. So if you guys saw the Exodia deck that I profiled on the channel last year and in early January, that was my friend's Exodia deck. I took some of the concepts of it and put it into my Exodia deck so I could do a deck profile of it for you guys, of my own build with my take on it. You can still run the Woodbridge engine in the deck if you so choose to want to run that way, especially with the Spellbook engine, because then you can use the Woodbridge engine with the Spellbook engine and still go for Crystal Wings. So you can still run the deck that way if you want to, but this build mainly focuses on Incarnate and drawing Exodia. Now Exodia, the problem with Exodia right now is people are running Drill and Lock, people are running Ghost Ash, which can be a problem with the deck, and other cards out there like Ghost, just a whole bunch of different hand traps out there that really hurt Exodia. So for fun, it's okay to play Exodia. In a tournament setting, you are going to get slaughtered. I'm just letting you know that. So without further ado, let us get into the deck profile now. So first off, we run all 5 pieces of Exodia. What belongs in the center, only who knows what belongs there. But we have all 5 pieces of Exodia here, guys. You definitely run all 5 pieces in the deck. I don't know what belongs there, but it looks like it's Slifer the Sky Dragon that belongs in the middle of Exodia. But all 5 pieces of Exodia, your win condition. 2, the legendary Exodia Incarnate. You can run 3 of it, but I found from playtesting that 3 of this card was getting a little cloggy. So I cut it down to 2 of. You can run 3 if you want to, but 2 of is what I like. It's a sort of win condition. It's a way, along with Obliterate, to help get to your Exodia pieces in your hand. So it's up to you if you want to run 3 of it, but I prefer 2 of it because 3 was getting a little too cloggy for my liking. Next up, we run the 3 Witch of the Black Forest. She works beautifully off Spellbook of Knowledge, if you guys don't know, because she's a spellcaster. So you optimally would go Spellbook of Knowledge on Witch, search for a piece of Exodia, and draw 2 cards on top of that. That is how that works. And it works out beautifully in the deck still because you're able to search pieces out. The Spellbook engine really helps the deck out a lot. But 3 Witch is definitely a staple in the deck because it helps search out for all your different pieces. Next up, we run 3 Swift Scarecrow. You can run things like Battle Fader and whatnot if you want to, but Scarecrow I liked a little bit more. I've seen people run Battle Fader and use that to go into Link Kaiba for extra protection, but that's up to you to decide if you want to go down that route. Me personally, I like the 3 Swift Scarecrow in the deck. It just adds you protection. You pretty much have 4 cards in your deck that say, no, you can't damage me this turn and I'm going to live. So I like that ratio of having that many stop cards. That gives you pretty much, technically, if you use one of these each turn along with 1 day of peace, you have 4 turns, as long as they don't negate it, to get to all 5 pieces of Exodia. That should be enough. So that's the ratio, that's the logic behind that, because you don't want too many star cards, because then your hand gets bricky and you can't continue on with your draw engine. Next, I run 1 Kaiba Bandit and 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Now, the Kaiba Bandit, the reason I like this is because this helps deck thin and get to my combo pieces. So, if I send a piece of Exodia to grave, that is okay. I can add that back through different means, through Incarnation, Obliterate, the spell card we run as a 1 of in the deck, which is Dark Factory. So you have ways of adding those Exodia pieces that you sent to the graveyard. So you can easily get those back through different means. But this helps me search for my power spells and traps, especially my spells like my knowledges, my books, and I also add deck thinning. I like it as a 1 of. I tried it as a 2 of in the deck. I wasn't too keen on it. It's good as a 1 of in the deck because sometimes you want to use your normal summon to bring out things like Incarnate or use Spellbook of Prophecy Magician on it. So you want to, and also you want to use, sometimes you want to use your Witch engine. So using, Spellbook, normal summon the Witch, then use Spellbook of Knowledge on it. So you're taking up your normal summon because your normal summon is a little bit crucial in this build of the deck. So the 1 Kaiba Bandit is okay to have. I like it, but the 1 Spellbook of Prophecy is really good because that's another way of searching your Spellbook engine out. Deck thinning, deck thinning, deck thinning. So that's the ratio I like of that. Next up we have 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon, whichever artwork you want to run, and 1 Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. So I've seen people run in the past 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon and 1 Toon Dragon. That's a little bit too much for my liking. I do run 3 trade-in in the deck. So you have different ways of getting these out of your hand. But optimally what you're trying to do is you can search this out through Toon Table of Contents, or if you draw this, you still have Toon Table of Contents to thin out your deck. If you drew this and Toon Table of Contents in the opening hand. This can be searched out through White Stone of Legend, which is nice. You can run the Legendary Dragon of White, the other stone that we run for Blue Eyes, in the deck if you wanted to. If you wanted to add 3 Blue Eyes, you could definitely run that out. But like I was saying, the White Stone of Legend helps add the Blue Eyes to your hand, which is decent to have in the deck. And this can be searched out through Toon Table of Contents. So try your different ways you want to run it, but I like it in the deck, and it allows me to run 3 trade-in. So that's why I like that ratio. The 3 Toon Table of Contents we run in the deck, which is apparently being used in Brandish now with Toon Cyber Dragon, whatever. But yeah, 3 Toon Table of Contents. We also run 3 trade-in in the deck. You guys, like I was saying before, this is for your Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and your regular Blue Eyes. You pitch these to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. It's pretty straightforward. I was thinking about running 2 trade-in though, I will mention that, but at the end of the day I decided to go with 3 trade-in because it's really, really helpful in the deck. Next up we run 2 Pod Duality. You can run 3 Pod Duality in the deck if you wanted to, but the reason I decided to go with 2 of is because, say, through drawing or my opening hand, wherever the situation is, I open up 2 Pod Duality in my opening hand. Alright? Think about it this way. I only can use one of those Pod Duality. That's not going to, the second one's not going to do anything. Gosh forbid you open up or draw into 3 Pod Duality in 1 turn. That's not going to help you. Pod Duality, great card. But the fact that you only can use one once per turn, that's the downside of it. If I could use multiple, heck yeah, I would definitely do that. But that would make the card pretty broken, I think, in some respects. So I like it 2 of, because that allows me to use one on either play. I'm less likely to get a brick hand where I can't draw cards or do anything. You can run 3 if you want to, but me personally, I prefer 2 of in the deck, because it was leading to brick hands when I was running 3 of it. 2 Dark World Dealings, you could definitely run 3 of this. I've been playing around with 2 and 3 a lot recently, and what is going to be my 38th and 39th card. I'm still playing around with that, but the Dark World Dealings is really nice to have in the deck for what it can do. It allows you to deck thin and discard pieces that you don't need to set up for combo plays to some extent. The next thing we run is the 2 Spellbook of Secrets. This can be searched out through Blue Boy, or Spellbook Little Boy Blue, as I call him. So you can search this out through Spellbook of Knowledge, Spellbook of Prophecy, excuse me. Search this out, then deck thin into your Spellbook of Knowledge, and so you're deck thinning here. Or you could, do different way. There's different ways of doing this, but that's one of the best ways to do it is normal summon, search, draw 2, and then go off with more draw power, depending upon what you drew off that. But you're deck thinning and drawing. I love this Spellbook engine in Exodia. Like, you have no idea. That's not to thing. One of the great thing is if I already have a Dark Factory in hand, like I have my Dark Factory in hand, I can literally, worst case scenario, I've done this before, normal summon a piece of Exodia, tribute that off, or send it to the graveyard to draw 2 more cards, and then Dark Factory something back. I've done that before because I'll have like 2 pieces of Exodia and I'll have another piece of Exodia engraved, and I'm like, oh well, I don't mind sending a second one because I have Dark Factory, so I'll literally be like, okay, let's draw into the last piece, normal summon, Spellbook of Knowledge off the leg, draw 2, activate Dark Factory, add the 2 that I had engraved back to my hand. So don't be afraid to have 2 pieces of Exodia in hand as long as you have Dark Factory, because it's really, really good for the deck. So that's the Spellbook engine we run. We run 1 Magic Planner. You don't have to run Magic Planner. This is something I've been playing around with along with Obliterate, which we'll talk about later, because your ability to draw cards after you use Obliterate. It's nice to have. The planter is a good one of. I wouldn't run more than one of because it gets a little bit cloggy, but as more than one of, excuse me, but as a one of card, it's good. You can try it out, see if you like it, and if you don't like it, you can take it out. I'm sorry for the sunlight right now, I can't help it. For your one ofs, you run your one Dark Factory of mass production, your one Upstart Goblin staple in the deck, and your one Day of Peace, which is your other stall card in the deck. The Dark Factory mass production, you could run as a more than a one of, but I always find myself every time I run this as a two of in the deck, it gets instantly cloggy. I like this card as a one of, just as a one of, no more. But you can play around with the ratio if you want to. And then lastly, we run 3 Obliterate, which you guys should know what this does. Sends Exodia pieces to the graveyard to make Incarnate big. That's pretty much what it does. So I apologize for the sun glare at the moment, but I hope you guys could see all the cards, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's no extra deck, really. Some things that I have seen running the extra deck throughout playtesting that I've tried out is things like Link Kaiba, which you can definitely try Link Kaiba out in the deck. I've also seen people run Sylvan Princess Sprout, if you want to go down that route, perhaps. I've seen people, there's so many different things you could run in the deck, really. I've even had it before where I've seen people side deck things in, like Winter Cherries, because they really don't use their extra deck, and I think it's a zombie, but whatever the case is, they can literally kill certain decks out there. So like, say if I'm playing against ABC, I kill their Buster right away, but that means they're going to have to make unoptimal plays, and I can draw into my power cards to win through Exodia. If you're going into a tournament setting, it gets really complicated when you go into a tournament setting with Exodia, because it's not really, especially right now with the hand traps, it's not a tournament-ready deck. It's not going to win in a big tournament. Maybe for fun, if it's a local fun tournament, then you have a chance to win. But besides that, not so much. But sorry, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize for the sunlight. But I'll see you guys next time. And until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and go Exodia. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos. Take care, everybody. Good luck dueling to all of you.